talking about this morning?
Right now, we just trying to get Corey's mic straight, and then we're gonna start the show. We got you.
We heard him for like 3 seconds, and then it was just like, nah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Right. Okay, so you can hear me now.
We can hear you. We always can hear you.
Okay, great.
Yeah, great. Vernon, you're good. I think we may have a slight delay, but that will work. That'll be fine during the show.
Okay. How y'all been? What's going on? It's good to see y'all.
You too, man. I've been great. Glad I've seen y'all out there on the road, man. I've seen y'all on IG.
Yeah, it's been a lot of. Yeah, man, it's been a lot of shows. A lot of shows. It was the longest tour we've done in a while. So, yeah. You know, like part of the thing is.
Is it done or y'all still going?
No, we're done we have a break. Then we have our own tour that we're gonna do in Europe, and then we link back up with Extreme. So we have another leg at least to do with them. We're doing a bunch. We're doing the UK, you know. So we got a bunch of stuff going on.
All right, we're getting a delay. I'm gonna try to switch my browser real quick. I'm coming right back to see if if this help the delay. Get out of here.
Right. Corey.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
I don't. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. And I think I just. Yes.
This is awesome. All right. Boom. Look at that. That's the fastest we ever got running.
I know. This shit is ridiculous.
You just set a record, dog. All right. I'm about to start the show. Here we go.
All right.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips podcast. I'm your host.
Okay.
Rod.
Okay.
Joined as always by my co-host
Karen.
And we're live on a Sunday morning. Now, let me explain what's happening here, okay, guys? We have guests, and they're longtime listeners of the show. We've met them a few times in real life. We've gone to their concerts a couple times. And I think what's happening is we are all like old and black. So the technology is we got a delay from Vernon. Vernon is like about 10 seconds behind us.
We can work around that.
And then I think Corey's on time, but Corey had to get his mic.
You think?
Yeah, see, he just said something, and that was 10 seconds ago. So I think we work, but we've done this before. We're gonna make this happen.
This shit never works the way it's supposed to ever.
It never does.
Ever. I just had my son who set this all up, who's the computer genius, and it's still looking like shit. I don't understand why.
We see you fine, and we hear you perfect.
Yeah, you look great.
Yes.
It's like a black Japanese animation thing from back in the 60s.
Well, it's Corey
Astro Black.
It's Corey Glover and Vernon Reid from Living Color. This is the chaos we're used to when we do these shows, and people love them, and they love having y'all on there. We love having y'all on here.
We do.
First of all, how have y'all been? It's been a while since y'all been on the show, but I've been seeing y'all out touring, performing out in the streets again.
Yeah, we've been out here for we just got back a week ago from Australia. We were there for 2 weeks, and then before that, we were in North America for about 2 months, playing with Extreme and doing a few shows of ours.
I think all told, it was 7 or 8 weeks all together.
Y'all been to Australia before?
Yeah.
Yeah, a few times.
How y'all like it?
It's beautiful.
It's great. It's different.
It's very, very different.
It's a beautiful country. It's they got other minorities that they oppress.
Right.
As a black American, that is how I feel. Like whenever somebody's like, "Man, you gotta go to blank," I'll be like, "So they fucking with somebody else." Okay,
right. They ain't fucking with you. They ain't fucking with you at all. And once they hear your accent, it's like, oh, because every now and then they would say, yeah, the black fella. I was like, the black fella? Who they talking to? And it's not me.
It's not me.
Yeah,
I think Australia has like terrible PR because every time
it's like going to a place.
No, you go, Vernon. You go, Vernon.
Dr. Delay, go on.
Well, no, it's like going to a place that's very similar to everything you know, but it's totally different.
It's like Britain's Canada.
You know what I mean? You see modern stuff. You see the brands you see Starbucks. You see all these things. You see these old grand buildings, but you look at those old grand and they have a completely different history to them. They have a completely different history than even like if you've ever been to London. Australia is totally different. It's a totally different scenario.
It's interesting.
But it's the same scenario.
They got the worst PR of a lot of of any of the major countries because every time I think of them, I just think of killer animals.
Yes, kangaroos, spiders, snakes.
Yeah, Mary just said something about the spiders. We didn't see no spiders. The only kangaroo I saw was kangaroo meat. There were people selling kangaroo meat to eat. Now, the thing about kangaroo meat is that it has no fat. The kangaroos themselves are all nothing but muscle. That's why they're killing machines. I went to a butcher. There was a butcher who was selling kangaroo meat, and I was like, I got to get out of here.
You know, the only thing that people in the West know about kangaroos is that they got a pouch and they carry their young in a pouch, and also the kangaroo's box.
Yeah.
And you know, the whole concept of kangaroo boxing is so bananas. Like, imagine if you gave a giant rat boxing gloves, and that was a thing.
Right. Yeah, I remember
seeing. How you come up with that?
I saw
what kind of psychology will come up?
Well, they say that they are the most dangerous animal in the world because
I believe that
they have no fear of anyone or anything.
Damn.
And they get up on their hind legs. They can be 7 to 8 feet tall. So run, just run.
And they got the tail too, which is like they stand on that.
Yeah, they can stand on the tail. They can stand on the tail and hit you.
Yeah, they have a claw that's like 3 feet long that could tear you. That could open you up, but you don't see them because they're like deer. You know, right. They roam around. And they go, I'm not going over there. There's people over there.
But human beings are like this, though. Human beings are like this. Oh, that's very scary. Oh my God, that's terrifying. I wonder what it tastes like. You know, human beings like, this scared me to death. Oh my God, this would be a delightful rub.
It depends on who cook it. Because I'm not saying I'm above eating kangaroo.
I know I'm not above
but I'm definitely not eating kangaroo burgers if it's just like salt.
Curious.
Yeah, I just like if it was like if my grandma had a kangaroo recipe, I feel like that shit would be hitting. But just in Australia, I don't think I'm gonna try it. You know?
No.
Yeah.
You know what though? You might want to keep kangaroo from a Negro's lips though, because you know if it got good to a Negro, you know kangaroos would be in trouble.
Listen,
child, kangaroos would be in trouble, child. Y'all, they'd be like, child, I put kangaroo in my greens, child. It was flames. You ain't know. Kangaroo wings. You be like, kangaroo got wings. How did this happen?
You saw what happened to oxtail. Like, I don't know if y'all been following the oxtail trend, but like it's in everything. Now.
Everything, and causing the cost of the brick to go up.
Really?
Yes, oxtail pizza,
oxtail cheesesteak. Like it's out of control.
So, you know, that means that some Jamaican decided to capitalize.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened.
Well, imagine they had kangaroo tail or something.
Kangaroo, and how big and non-fat that is. You know, it's a whole dietary thing.
They'll be like, this the healthy oxtail right here. Ain't no fat on this kangaroo tail.
Niggas gonna be eating that child. Make my diabetes go down. You better get on this kangaroo. My sugar don't be as high. Thanksgiving kangaroo.
that Roo brought down my sugar.
Yes, that Roo. And you know we're gonna rename this. It's gonna be that Roo.
That Roo saved my foot.
That Roo.
Yes.
You know, they be Roo coats and everything. People would be sporting Roo coats. You know what I mean?
Yes, they would be.
Oh man,
all types of
Roo would become the new rabbit coat. You understand?
y'all be talking about fish fries. It be Roo fries out there at HBCU. What is this? This is that Roo, dog.
They already got purses. I mean, their pouches is right on them. I mean,
come on.
They lucky we not down there, dog. We changed the game.
Like, they actually sporting a kangaroo. I don't understand.
Tell you what,
Rootail soup. Rootail
soup.
That sounds good. Oh man. So
that's a big ass pot, though. That's a big pot.
Yeah. You're gonna be cooking all day.
Somebody would find a pot. Y'all know back in the day they used to have them big ass pots that they would put a whole ham in.
So like y'all were in Australia, man. Like where
man. Yo, listen.
Keep talking, Vernon.
We were in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, Adelaide. Adelaide is my favorite town in Australia because Adelaide, there's a big market in Adelaide and it's fantastic. It's a food market.
That's why
Corey saw the Roo meat. And also it's the town that has the most black folks in it. Like it's the most Africans live in Adelaide. And it's a real cool, the restaurants and whatnot, the vibe, the hang is really cool in Adelaide.
That's dope. Who y'all like perform with, or is it just only y'all? Like, do y'all have local people that open? Like, how does that work?
We were touring with the band Extreme.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, because they got a new record up that's blowing up. So we were touring around with them.
Okay, that's dope, man. Yeah, we drove by the place that y'all performed when y'all were here the other day. There's a line outside. Karen's like, where they going? I was like, probably a concert. You know, remember when we was in that line? You don't remember? It wasn't that long ago.
I'm old, so I was like, what is happening over there?
And then did y'all also tour with them in North America too? Or cool.
Yeah, we
did shows with them.
Yeah, we went from where we start. We started in like New England, in like New Hampshire, and went literally across the country with them.
God. And how does it feel, man? Can y'all feel that energy coming back? Because I feel like, pandemic, obviously, you have people trying to be safe and everything. But we went to like Beyonce concert, and when they say we outside, it's like everybody really is back outside. To some extent, it was almost like people was too hyped. Like they was getting like 3 years worth of pent up energy.
There's a little bit of that, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it seems like there's
people are hyper excited,
and there's a bunch of folks that are out on the road. Obviously, Beyonce's on the road, and Taylor Swift, and all these other folks are on the road, and all these bands are on the road because it's been such a dearth of no music. They had no place to go release or whatever. So they're like, we would see other bands and other buses just running up and down the roads. Like, yeah, everybody. This summer was just like filled with music, which was cool. And we're gonna do it again in February with them, and then hopefully we'll, make a record.
Go ahead, Vernon. You got it.
We have our own solo shows coming up. We're gonna be going to all over the Netherlands. We're gonna be going to France, and we're gonna so we have shows on our own. We actually, the last show of this tour was a show that we did on our own in at Asbury, down in Asbury Park, the See Here Festival, and it was great. You know what I mean? Because we had our stage, and then they had like a bunch of stages, and Sheryl Crow was playing on the stage opposite us before we went on, on our stage. And it was great. I mean, the crowd was great and it was a great show. So we've been doing some shows on our own, and it's a combination of shows, our shows, along with the shows we're doing with Extreme.
Yeah, and in like 2 weeks we're gonna be in New Orleans. We're playing at the Gretna Festival.
Yep.
Yeah. Man, music has taken y'all everywhere, man. Like y'all, like every time I look on like Instagram or whatever, it's just like, damn, Corey performing on the moon. Like, like these brothers be everywhere, going places, man. Now it's wild how y'all have made like such a story career off of this. Y'all made a living off of this. Y'all get like been everywhere doing everything. I went the other day, I left my credit card at a bar. I went to go get the bar. They was playing Living Color. I said, damn, they play. I said, I know them.
And how much drinking was you doing that you had to leave your credit card at the bar?
A little too much. Honestly, I won't say it was the edible. It wasn't even the drink. I only had one drink. I just woke up the next day like, damn, man, I hope ain't nobody stealing my credit card. No, I left it. That was on me. But what I'm saying is, y'all been making this music so long, making a living. Australia, Netherlands.
You don't want to take this intervention, do you? Is that what's happening right now?
Not right now. I just turned 45. Let's give it a couple days. The thing I was gonna say is, what is it like to have that kind of career, but to also be unable to articulate what it is to make this music? No. I'm assuming it just come like naturally to y'all. Y'all don't really think about it. What's it like? How does it feel?
Oh, see, you just deflected the whole intervention and gave it to us. I get it. It's all right. It's all good. Yeah. We tired of white people too. All right.
Man.
How's that?
Well, so first of all, okay, so let me catch everybody up. In case you haven't been paying attention. Jan Wenner, who is like like one of the co-founders of Rolling Stone magazine, like Rolling Stone storied rock and roll musical, like gatekeeping ass magazine. He just recently he got a book that's coming out called The Masters, where he talks to 7 white dudes about rock and roll.
Right.
No irony ever crossed his mind. The editor didn't hit him up, nothing, I guess. And he does an interview kind of justifying this to the New York Times, where he says essentially women and black folks, people of color, can't articulate the way that white dudes can. So he didn't feel the need to interview any for his Masters of Rock and Roll, an art invented by black people. He didn't feel the need to interview any black folks or women because obviously they aren't able to articulate enough about the music. And what brought this up is I saw Corey and Living Color, the band, that put up like a post, it was like a PSA, like, hey, this motherfucker full of shit. And I was like, oh man, we gotta get them, we gotta talk to them. So like that'll catch everybody up. That's the joke that I'm making and referencing. So where were y'all when y'all saw this? Like, were y'all together? Were y'all like apart? Like,
y'all hit each other up in the group chat. What happened?
I had seen this thing on IG, and it was, a few folks were saying something about it. But I didn't hear anybody, no musicians, no black musicians, no female musicians, no people in this world were saying anything. It's like, I felt like, and I called Vernon and I was like, we got to say something. Something has to be said. And, we put together this thing just to sort of set the record straight, first and foremost.
Right.
That this is nothing new. Vernon has said this before, but this ain't nothing new.
Yeah, I heard. I heard people talking about it, and then I went.
Oh, I think Vernon's connection is messing up and starting to lose him.
I'm about to say he might need a refresh.
Yeah, try refreshing.
This delay is making me lose.
Yeah, try refreshing if you can. See it.
Yeah. Go back out and come back in.
Go back out and come back in.
Okay.
See if that'll fix it.
You know, it's and it's not the fact. It's it's the fact.
Okay, yeah, let me do that.
Yeah, it's not the fact that we had that there was nobody there that could talk about it, but it spoke to some bigger sort of thing that whatever his idea of what rock and roll was, it didn't go beyond a certain point for him.
Right.
It didn't leave any room for somebody like Tina Turner. Hell, like George Clinton. It didn't make there was no room for them.
Right.
It was, the standard bearer for whatever rock and roll is or ever will be was Bruce Springsteen.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me, that record needed to be straight for several different reasons, and not least of which, there's a point at which we feel, at least I'll speak for myself personally because Vernon can't delay anything right now. Is that it makes sure that there's an erasure of us. The fact that I was listening to the show when you read our thing and all that stuff, and what you said was, and a few other people had said in the chat was like, Rolling Stone told you, Rod, told me, Corey, this ain't for you.
Mm-hmm.
It kept saying that what rock and roll looks like. Yeah, you might have helped it. Your forefathers and foremothers might have invented it, but it doesn't look like you anymore. We refined it.
Yes.
We've turned it into something else that on its face is exclusionary. Right. So we as black folks and women decided, you know what? We'll make something of our own. And fuck y'all. Tired of y'all. But at the same time, when I'm coming up and I heard, Mother's Finest, and I heard, P-Funk, and even the Isley Brothers, and all this music that, my brothers and sisters were listening to, and I'm absorbing it. It's like, I like that. I like that. I like the aggression. I like how loud. I like all that stuff. But when I went out into the world and talked to my friends and all, so it's like, yeah, I like these bands, and I did listen to other bands. I did listen to the Beatles. I did listen to all that other stuff, and I talked about it. Immediately, there's like, oh, that's just that white boy shit. You on that white boy shit? That is that they fell into the trick bag that this was not that.
Can
this
you hear me? Okay.
Wasn't yours.
Yep, hear you.
Yes.
Unfortunately, yes, we can hear you, Vernon.
I think you're still having a delay, but we can't hear you now. You can also try maybe turning off your camera, and sometimes that helps with the audio, so there's less of a delay.
Yes, we don't have to see you.
That's not the way I meant it, but
okay.
Let's say if you don't know how, I think Roger, you might be able
to. I can. Yeah, I might be able to do it.
Yeah, I say
it's okay. It's okay. After a while, you learn to love it. That's.
Say that again. I'm sorry, you broke up, bro.
Let's say Roger, you
wait, I can think of another way to do this. Hold on. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna fix this shit. Motherfucking podcaster.
Somebody in this camp always fucks it up. It's usually me, but now
it's just look. We used to this. This is what happened. We have Living Color on. It's rock and roll, baby. It's jazz.
It's jazz. It's jazz.
We out here doing things, doing a bit. I tell you what. I gotta get Vernon's phone number. I'll add him via Skype, and maybe that can
slow it up. Is wow.
I'll tell you that. Can you text me Vernon's phone number, Corey?
Yes, I'm doing it right now.
I appreciate you, brother. Yeah. And Vernon, I'm gonna call you on Skype and see if we can make that shit work.
Yeah.
Hopefully this works. But yeah, I just thought that was such a all right, cool. I got it. About to add him right now. You'll be getting a phone call in a second, brother. Okay, I get it. I can make 911 calls. I'm not trying to do that right now, Skype. What the fuck? Why did they add a dial tone? You know what? Fuck.
Skype is terrible. The fuck is this? If you would like to continue this call, please drop 25 cents. It is $1.99 a minute. The fuck is this?
I hope this works. Let's see. Oh, you just tried to call a number. What the fuck?
You need to put one in front of it.
I think so.
You know, Skype is like a digital payphone. The fuck is this?
I already pay. Skype has one job. It's like add some money. You want to actually call a nigga. Like you only have one job.
You only do one thing.
Right.
Okay, hold on. Amazing.
All right, you there, Vernon? Oh shit! Can you hear me on the phone?
Yeah, I can hear you on the phone.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna remove you from the Crowdcast screen so we won't get a double in the audio or anything. Corey, can you hear Vernon?
Yes, I can.
Hello.
Fuck yeah!
Yes,
let's go. Fucking go!
Yay!
That's how you fix this shit. So all right, now we were in
God,
the midst
as professionals.
Yes, we was in the midst of so Corey was explaining like he gave you a call when he saw the Jan Wenner thing. What was the call like? Was it you just pick up and it's just like, man, this motherfucker right here or what?
Well, what was funny was that I was already starting to engage with it on Twitter/X. And because I'd been hearing about it, and then I went and looked at the New York Times, read the New York Times interview, and it's bananas because there's parts of the interview. The first part of the interview, they talk about, well, you let Bono go over the transcript and fix stuff in the transcript, and he says, well, I did it to deal with some language and clarity. And then he went on to say that black people couldn't articulate. I said, well, you gave Bono the opportunity to articulate. You let him edit that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, and then Corey called me. So I was kind of already in the thing. He said, we got to do something. I was like, yeah, I'd already been Xing or tweeting or whatever the hell it is we do now on that platform.
Bullshitting.
Are you, have y'all ever met Jan Wenner or any of that stuff? I know y'all were on the cover of Rolling Stone at one point.
I actually met him through Paul Allen, the co-founder of Microsoft, plays guitar, and I met him.
Damn.
And so he wrote this book, an autobiography called Idea Man, and he invited me to the cocktail party for the release of the book. And Wenner was there. Mm-hmm. And it was funny because before Paul Allen introduced me, Wenner was looking at me like, aren't you supposed to be serving me hors d'oeuvres?
Oh, damn. No. Damn. So you could feel it coming off of him.
Because it was like maybe me and two other brothers that were in there, and I think that they were lawyers, right? So they were two people. We were only three black folks up in there, and then Paul Allen introduced me to, and then it was like his vibe was like, what's your role?
Man, it's wild, and it's wild to me that he felt like he was explaining it in a way that made it better. Like as I was, it's like every word I was reading was like, bro, everything you're saying is making this shit 10 times worse.
Absolutely.
Like you would have been better off saying, "These are my 7 friends." Like, right.
Exactly.
No, these are me and my bros. I mean, people could maybe say something, but no, he wouldn't be in trouble. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, you talking to your peoples? We get it, right?"
Right.
But he decided when they asked about it, like why no Chrissy Hine, why no Michelle and Diego Cello, why no Joni Mitchell, why no Amy Mann, you know what I mean? And he was like, I mean, he was really one step away from them bitches.
Right.
Right.
Man, he was like, these females can't articulate. You see, because brothers we are logical people. You see what I'm saying? Women, they operate on emotion. It was very disheartening to know that person had such a huge role in shaping a lot of what, the culture is to people outside of it, because that's what magazines are for. It's kind of for people outside to be introduced to shit. And here's this dude like, I don't see black people and women. Anyway, I'm going to tell you who to listen to this week.
And what's so fucked up is he should have been lost this job for the fact that now they're going to be people who never made the cover, never got in the Hall of Fame and all this shit, and never will have the opportunity to. And he may have played a hand, possibly a huge hand in them not being there, because basically you told us you're racist and you're misogynistic, and you basically told us this. So now people are looking at you and looking at your magazine going, well, there are people you were left off, and he's the possibility why.
Well, also, it's all of that, but it's also style. He's very prejudiced against metal. Very prejudiced. Like, he took metal and certain hard rock things and prog. It's not his wheelhouse. He doesn't dig it. So, when he had two roles. He's the managing editor. He's the executive editor of Rolling Stone, but also he's one of the movers and shakers that started the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So he's gatekeeping on two fronts. And the other part of it too is that, there are a lot of great writers. Greg Tate even wrote for Rolling Stone. And we know David Frick, who was a real ally to us, wrote for Rolling Stone. And understand that for them to get certain things in the magazine, they had to fight for it.
Right.
That's the thing that happens behind the scenes in journalism. It's like, who gets about, either writers are either assigned a story or they say, hey, I want to write about this and I want to write about that. One of the legendary rock writers is Lester Bangs. Like, anybody that's in the rock game knows Lester Bangs is one of the folks like Robert Christgau, who's very well respected in the situation. And he got fired. And one of the reasons that he got fired from Rolling Stone is he started palling around with his rich friends and said, yo, man, Lester Bangs said to Gann, he said, yo, man, if you want to be a friend to them, you would be honest. And you would not take no shorts. I'm paraphrasing.
Right.
And basically, you know what, you palling around with them? He said, that's not your role. He was like, no, that's not what we do.
Right.
It's okay to be friendly, but you can't, as a journalist, you kind of gotta go in with the knife and say what it is.
Right.
And he got fired for that. So this has been a situation for a long time. I mean, race and sexism is part of it, but it's also prejudice against various styles of music too, or different types of rock.
Right. They obviously never really dealt with hip hop because they claim that they're a rock magazine. So, anything that didn't fall into that narrow groove of what
we talk about,
he thought was rock and roll.
Didn't.
Yeah, we heard you, man.
I'm sorry.
Just whatever that thing was, whatever that box was, if you didn't fit into that box, you'd be discarded. Right. So, and I
think I know what's happening. Vernon can't hear Corey.
Oh.
Yeah, because Corey's talking right now. Vernon must be hearing nothing. Damn, hold on.
I think he prefers that.
He just say he thinks you prefer that, Vernon. Let me look at the settings on Skype or something. See if there's a way to like fix that in there.
Oh, he can hear us though, right?
Yeah, he can hear us. Yeah. He can't hear Corey.
Also, when we stopped talking, he was like, "Wait a minute, can y'all hear me?"
We sitting here quiet, and it's really just.
He was like, "Am I on the call by myself?"
Let me see.
I know what I said wasn't funny, but damn.
Oh man, let's see, microphone, speakers. It's kind of set up the right way. I don't know why I wouldn't let him hear what Corey's saying. Let me. What's another way? I wonder if there's a.
I wonder if there is
way to call them through Skype on like Firefox. Give me 1 second. I'm working on it.
Give us 1
Vernon.
second. We gonna get it together.
Corey, go ahead, continue your point. Vernon, I know you won't be able to hear, but I'll let you know when he's done.
Okay. I almost forgot what I said. Oh, so there was this narrow place that he thought what he did was what it is rock and roll, and because it was the standard bearer for rock magazines, for magazines about music, there was Spin and all these other magazines sort of followed suit, that they might have found their own lane, but that lane was always in some ways exclusionary of certain people and of certain kinds of people, Living Color being one of them in a real way. That in fact, I don't want to, not to toot my own horn or our own horn, but we've been eligible to be a part of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for almost 10 years now. And we've never been considered, never even thought about being considered, which I think is, I worked really hard at this. I've been doing this for almost 40 years. I think I deserve some sort of accolades, that there is that erasure from certain spaces. And quite honestly, this is a longer and a harder discussion, but from out of Black spaces as well, because they see us as you doing that white boy shit,
right?
And and we're not, clearly we're not. I had a.
I wonder if to fix it, if I could call both of y'all on Skype at the same time, then y'all can hear each other.
Yeah, we can keep
and we could. Yeah, we could. I could. Yeah, let me try that. I'm gonna try calling both of y'all on Skype.
We can keep Corey on screen.
And Corey, we can keep you on screen but mute you, I think.
Okay.
Sorry, it's so convoluted, but I'll try to figure this out.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Yeah, because
style tone.
This definitely 1950 payphone. Some kid going, "What's that beeping, mama?"
Right. Vernon, you still there, right?
I am.
Okay, cool. Let me just. How do I just add a person? Oh, add participants. Okay, all right, cool. There you go.
I'm surprised it's not a rotary. The way that shit
it sounds like it. All right, let's see. So you should be getting a call in a second, Corey.
Yeah, I am. Hold on a second.
Is it a thing where you can answer and stay on the Crowdcast, or do you need to hop off?
No, I don't think I need to hop off. I got you. I'm getting your call on. I guess I have to talk to you on the cell phone.
Yeah, I'm muting the Crowdcast. Then we'll talk to him.
How's that?
There you go. Can you hear him, Vernon? Oh shit, we're gonna get an echo because the sound on. I think Corey may be. The Crowdcast might be giving him an echo. But Vernon, you there? Shit, what happened to Vernon? This is what we do, y'all. Oh my goodness. I don't know what we're gonna do. All right.
Is there another service we can use?
I don't know. It's only showing one person in this call right now. Hold on a second. Let me see. Damn, I don't even know where. Okay, you know what? Let me start this over. We're gonna start this over. We're gonna
start this over.
We're gonna unmute Corey. Bring him back. Yo, Corey, you still there? Oh damn! Now I can't hear him in Crowdcast. Son of a bitch! Oh, son of a bitch! We gotta call his son back. We gotta get Vernon back in Crowdcast. We gotta just deal with the delay. I'm sorry. I tried to fix it.
I love dealing with old Black people. This is good comedy.
Oh man, let me tell Vernon come
this
back.
This shit is the best.
Crowdcast
live podcast, y'all. We doing it live.
My God, I'm so sorry, everybody. We were so close. We were so close.
I wonder if we could take our Skype telephone number and move it to another service.
I don't know. I don't think so. But yeah, we'll get Corey back up and running, and we'll talk about these white folks and racism and shit. And then the thing is, I do want to piggyback on that, what he was saying about it being seen as like a white thing by black people too, which is, you know, like when you investigate the history of it, like one of the things we haven't done yet on Drapetomaniacs, I don't think we've come out with this episode yet, but we have an episode about Sister Rosetta Tharpe that's coming out about how she essentially invented rock and roll. And that's a story I've literally never heard in my life. And I read about Black history shit all the time. So I was like we were reading, I was like, wait, she did what now? And I was like, yeah, they didn't know what to call it, you know, like she came from like, you know, the church background and all this stuff that so many black people come from. So it was just like one of those things where you fast forward, you know, what is at this point almost 100 years, and people go, yeah, that's a white thing. You know, and black people can't explain it. And Corey, I don't know why, but we can't hear you, dog.
Can you unmute him? Is he muted?
Yeah, he's unmuted, but it's just I try refreshing. Yeah,
okay.
He gonna try refreshing. But yeah, you fast forward, and it's like, nah, this is white art now. In a way that, you know, black people kind of, you know, I know at least for me, I became or was led to be hostile towards it. Especially growing up as a rap kid, as a hip hop kid, it was like, oh, we not doing that white shit. We doing hip hop. This is real black shit. Blah, blah, blah. He's back. Can't hear him. Oh man. What is happening? What is the world? We were so close. We
flew too close to the sun.
We flew too close to the sun. So Corey, below your screen, like your face, there should be like some audio controls. One of them may say settings. If you go in settings, it should say like microphone. Maybe it'll allow you to choose a different mic, if that's possible.
It's down. It's right beside the chat where you see the chat popping up. You see mic, camera, one like a little screw. If you click on that.
I don't know which one is on, but it's possible that if you try like choosing a different mic and then refreshing, it might come back.
Yeah, it might pick. It's like it might be
because it was working.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't hear him. I'm sorry, brother. The white man has silenced these brothers again. Okay, first the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and now the Blackout Tips podcast. What is happening? Okay, I didn't want to do the white man's work today, but
is it?
Brothers ain't got no voices now.
Kangaroo, the Roo came out of Ghana. Kangaroo was like, y'all talk shit about us in Australia. Right. We'll show you. We'll cut your mics off.
Big Kangaroo strikes again.
Big Roo.
Oh man, this is terrible.
Kangaroo's like, I bet you'll try me next time.
Chat room's having time of their life.
They having a good time, ain't they?
Watching this. Low-key, this is kind of like what it's like hanging out in person with them. Like it's very chaotic and fun.
It's a lot of fun.
But and then I don't see Vernon back in the chat yet.
I think we completely lost him.
I don't know. Maybe I could try sending him the link again or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's just I do remember having that hostility towards like rock and roll because and it felt to me like this is part of being black is not fucking with this shit, you know, or saying this is white people shit. We not on that, you know. And missing out on lots of good music and good art in the process, and to think that at some point the people that had a hand in that are at the top picking these winners and losers, you know.
I know.
I see them back, don't hear them though.
Yeah, we
can't hear you. Where the hell? Vernon go over Corey's house. Oh man, because I don't know why it was working to make it not work. Like all I did was just mute the mic, and then it just was like, fuck that shit. Let me think. I mean, I could call him back. I could call you back on Skype. I just don't know how to get you and Vernon on the phone at the same time. And I also don't know how to keep this shit from chiming in, like trying to make these chime sounds. All right, let me just call them. Shit is so stupid, man.
Please insert a quarter for the next 2 minutes. The fuck is this, guy?
I'm gonna try to call him on this. Let me see. How do I do this? That's weird. When I click on this, it's like you can block the number. You can invite it to Skype. I'm like, nigga, I just want to make a phone call.
Somebody said, let's go to Zoom.
Listen, if I knew how to work Zoom, I'd do it, guys. That's how bad this one is. All right, here we go. I'm gonna call. I think I'm calling Corey first. See if we can get that to work. All right, cool. Here we go. All right, calling Corey.
How's that?
All right, we hear you now. I'm trying to add. I'm gonna try to add Vernon, and we just gonna see what happens because I have no idea if this will work. And I would need you to turn your volume down on your computer so we won't get an echo.
Hey.
All right. I got both of y'all.
Are we all on?
I believe so. Corey, can you talk to him?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Vernon?
Oh, loud and clear. That's the dulcet tones.
Oh, man.
That sounds for many a day. It's a comfort to me.
Okay, so where we were at, Corey, you were telling us how even in like certain black spaces, it can be complicated because white people have made people feel like this is not black art anymore. So now if you're doing rock, it's some white people shit, even though Rosetta Tharpe started this shit. Black people are foundational to it. It would not be no rock and roll without black folks. But because of people like Jan Wenner and that influence, it's kind of like alienated y'all on both sides sometimes.
Absolutely. And I think that we have tried, and I don't think the understanding of who and what we are and where we're coming from is that we're coming from a very black and very African American space. You know, we take influences from the diaspora. We take African influences. We take Caribbean influences. We take pieces of jazz. We take pieces of funk and you know, rock and roll. You know, that our influences are there in the music, and those influences are considerably black. And if they understood that, I mean, this is an aside, and this story makes little to no sense. And we were playing somewhere, and someone was telling me, yeah, you should listen to y'all back in the day. When I was a little girl, I used to think y'all was great. You are our white boy. You're a white boy. What do you mean?
What?
Well, you know what I mean. You were the one playing the stuff that nobody else was playing, and blah 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 blah. Like, no. I'm still from Brooklyn. You know, I'm right. You know, I'm still. You know, can you see me? Are you blind? Can you look in my face and see?
Yeah, well, you know what it is that we there's a whole infrastructure to have us alienated from each other and ourselves. Yes. Understand that.
Yes.
You know, white supremacy, the whole idea, people think that white supremacy is about leaving black people alone. No, it's not. You think segregation is about leaving black people alone. It's not about leaving black people alone. Like one of the main things is, who do you think you are? That's an essential component of white supremacy. That's an essential component, you know, of the divide and conquer situation that's been in effect the whole time. So, of course, black people being alienated from each other, despising one another. Nobody despises black people as much as other black people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
it's part and parcel
go ahead, Vernon.
of the point. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a point at which somebody told me that if you're not entertaining white people, you're a problem to them. If you're not making them feel better about themselves, you're a problem to them. That's why, black politicians are a problem to a certain strata of people. But if you play basketball,
right,
or even if you are, Beyonce,
right.
Don't come at me. Don't. I'm just making a
Oh,
point.
you decide to poke.
I'm not fucking with the Beyhive. No, I'm not fucking with the Beyhive. I'm not.
Have you
Shut
seen
up.
Swarm yet?
Shut up. Shut up.
You ain't seen Swarm yet, right? Okay.
We coming. You didn't have to finish the sentence.
I'm just saying. I know. Like,
guys, we lost Corey. It was
he gonna be like, ouch.
Nice
ouch,
of them to come by.
Ouch, what is this?
But there's something to this idea of like there's certain lanes that black people are allowed to be in. Mm-hmm. And even in those lanes, it's until you speak up, until you do some black shit. Because I still remember the backlash Beyonce got when she came to the Super Bowl and them Black Panther berets and shit, and they was calling her a terrorist. And it was like,
yes, they did.
Bro, all she did was let y'all know that she is also black. Like, y'all have no problem with her telling you she a woman for the last 15 years with all the girl anthems and shit. Y'all was cool. The second she showed up at the Super Bowl, like, oh, guys, by the way, I'm black and I love black people. They was like, oh, this bitch gotta go. She's out of her fucking mind.
Right. But the same thing with what she did a thing with the Dixie Chicks with the CMAs.
Yes.
They were like, yeah. So I love Beyonce. Right. Please. No. I love Beyonce.
Oh,
she's great.
You good, but this is me as somebody who really loves Beyonce. I'm gonna tell you this. She makes them mad, but I really want her to make them really upset. I want her to come out with 2, and I don't know if she would ever do this, come out with 2 albums. Come out with one album that's nothing but motherfucking country, and come out with another album that's nothing but motherfucking rock from top to bottom. And the reason why I say that is because as much as Negroes talk about they don't like no goddamn country music, you let Beyonce come out with a motherfucking country song, them white folks gonna be mad with them niggas coming there with them boots on trying to goddamn electric slide while they fucking 2-stepping. They gonna be mad when they come in there with them goddamn cowboy hats. They gonna hit a button and that bitch is gonna blink and that bitch is gonna say unique across the top. And they gonna be like, hey, come on, Becky, let's go. I can't motherfucking wait. They gonna do the Country Music Awards and there's gonna be so many niggas up in there. They're gonna pan across the screen. They ain't gonna know what's happening. They're gonna be doing the airways. They gonna be like, yes, next call in. I want you to play that Beyonce. Who is this? You know who I am. They gonna be like, and then they gonna just hang up the phone. I can't wait for the niggas to be showing up fucking everywhere. I can't wait for her to do a rock album and have y'all on and have other people on it, child. Be out there squealing and screaming, child. Niggas will be dressed in all black. Child, they gonna sell all that all the black lipstick, all the black fishnets. Bitch, I want her to come out with them too much. You think they mad now? Beyonce, that is my desire. And I want you to go on motherfucking tour with it too. Like you did Renaissance. Go on tour with it. Bitch, let's go. I'm up. If you gonna make them mad, make them mad.
Well, you know what it is, right? you know, a Negro loves a cowboy hat now. Come on now.
That is true. Mm-hmm. That is true.
I mean, the Gap Band, see, that's straight up and down. And trust and believe, this whole situation with Tracy Chapman with Fast Car, that's close to their heart, right? Yep. Because this kind of white guy came up, he has a hit with Tracy Chapman's tune, and everybody was in an uproar about it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait, child. She gonna putting everybody on the map. She gonna be introducing Negroes to all types of black folks that's been doing this shit for years. They gonna be like, all of a sudden the top 25 country songs ain't nothing but Negroes. What happened here? The top 5 metal people ain't nothing but black folks. What? We don't know what's happening.
Charlie Pride was at the top of the country game for many, many years before he passed. You know what I mean? And it's just funny, man. I met Charlie Pride one time, and my pops is a huge Charlie Pride fan, right? And I said to Mr. Pride, I said, my father is a huge Charlie Pride fan. He's a huge fan of yours. And he looked at me and said, "But what about his son?"
Bars. Now, Vernon, I'm sorry, Corey, you were going somewhere with the Beyonce thing. I think Karen totally derailed it. I didn't mean to.
I didn't mean to.
The word Beyonce came up.
You remember the Beyhive? She got activated.
Yeah, she got activated just from the word. What were you gonna say?
I'm so sorry, y'all.
You couldn't help yourself. The program it just kicked in.
Yeah, it did.
I just think there are certain people within Black spaces that white folks can tolerate, and they happen to entertain us. They don't educate you. Right. They don't think Cornel West is job as he might be. They don't think that they think he's some sort of radical. Right. Anyone who talks about anything outside of the regular sort of, I'm just trying to live my life, is considered it's something they have to push to the side. If you play basketball, you're Beyonce who's promoting some sort of empowerment through what she does is okay to a level, right. Like you said, until she decides, oh, by the way, I happen to be Black.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I don't just do party anthems. I do things that make people think as well. Then it becomes a problem,
Yep.
And I think when people look at us, they hear the song, they hear Culture Personality, and they think, oh, you weren't trying to talk about yourself. You're talking about the world around you. I'm talking about what we were doing was talking about our place within that sphere and how we got caught up in it as Black people, not as just people,
right?
Because there's a distinction. The distinction of my world is different from yours, even if we live in the same town, even if we live next door to each other. There's a different distinction. Comedians talk about their white friend who does whatever the fuck they want to whenever they want to. It's true. You can laugh at that, but the reality of that is, me doing it is a danger.
Yep.
To myself and people around me.
And there's a cost to it, that's the thing. Even when you think about an act as big as a Beyonce, an NBA player as big as LeBron James or Steph Curry, there's like a cost for them that they never get back when they make that first foray into hey man, as a Black person, it really bothered me that Trayvon Martin got shot, and it's oh, he'll never be on the Jordan track that he was on. It's you gonna take 10% off of that, because 10% of people ain't never coming back. Colin Kaepernick still ain't got a job, because he said that shit. Right. There's a cost to the people, and only what's interesting to me is it's almost like only the most talented people or the people that are comfortable are the ones that can make it through that shit. If you're comfortable being well, fuck it then, I ain't gotta be Michael Jordan. It just is what it is. I'm gonna keep saying the truth. You can make it, but if you unless you're the top 1% of the talent, they'll get your ass up out of there real fast.
Yeah, and also the thing about Michael Jordan is the older Michael Jordan got, particularly after he got out the league, and particularly coming to Charlotte, he has invested billions into this city.
He's more of an activist now than he was when he was playing. Correct. But I honestly think, not to get too controversial to the Jordan lovers out there, I think he owes that shit to LeBron James and the people that came after him, because they showed him that, hey man, you can say what you mean and you can stand up for your people, and they ain't gonna be able to do shit to you anyway, and you bigger than us. So it's a little bit shaming to be look at Dwayne Wade put on this hoodie,
right?
And I'm Michael fucking Jordan, and I'm Republicans be buying these Jordans too. He kind of I think they kind of led him to his activism in that way. a thing I wanted to ask y'all also though, because y'all would know the inner workings better than I would. I always think when you see someone get in trouble and then get ousted very quickly, that normally means they did not have the power they used to have. So while white people are like celebrating that, like case closed, fixed it. Jan Wenner he's off of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame committee. There's nothing else to talk about here. I always look at that like that means he wasn't the decision maker he used to be. He wasn't ruling y'all. So y'all got his ass up out of there. But what's gonna really change? So are y'all anticipating that change? Do y'all think he just didn't have the power to stop anything?
Well, the thing is, this was kind of Jan Wenner's. He was already kind of commencing his victory lap, right? He hadn't been active at Rolling Stone for actually a while, right?
Right.
And this was going to be his magnum opus to really. These are the interviews that he conducted with people that he was really close to, and he decided to have this thing named The Masters. And once he did that, he took something subjective and tried to make an objective claim. Then people were able to question, oh, so why aren't there any women or blacks in it? And then he stuck his foot in his mouth. But he was already kind of stepping out, you know what I mean? He was going to go on his super yacht and just chill. And basically, and he still wanted to keep a hand in. I think, him being out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a thing. But the Rolling Stone thing, he had been already kind of out of daily operations for a while. So this
and
his
son was running it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's right, exactly. This is not the Jan Wenner of the 1980s. This is not the Jan Wenner of the 90s or the 70s when he was where he was really determined what was on the cover, what was not on the cover, what he was comfortable, his writers writing about, and what it was and what it wasn't going to be. He was out of that sphere of influencing. One of the funny things is I had my second generation iPad when I met a Jan Wenner, right? So he looked at me with my iPad and he said, "You guys, you nerds with your iPads." This is before there was a Rolling Stone online, and I was like, it was kind of like a weird moment, and I was like, "Oh, you don't know what's coming. Like you don't,
you don't see the future.
You don't." Yeah, he had this weird moment where he reacted to the text, and he wasn't, it was kind of like, no, man, we like print journalism. He was kind of like, print still matters, and it was like, wow, you reacted. Number one, you thought I was serving you canapes at first. Now you attacking my text. So it was a complete experience for me.
And it's also interesting. Right. Oh, go ahead. No, you go, Corey. You go.
Speaking of that, there was an article in the Times again about his ouster out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and it just took 20 minutes. 20 minutes. They brought up the articles, and 20 minutes later he was out.
Whoa!
And there was two people who voted to keep him: Jan Wenner and John Landau, who's Bruce Springsteen's manager. There's only two people who voted to keep him in. It was almost completely unanimous. And John Landau's sort of supposition was, I was doing that just to acknowledge how much he's done for the culture and how much he's done for the rock and roll in general. Hearing that, I then decided to write something and say, that's all well and good, but what you gonna do about it?
Right.
Well, how you gonna? You talk about this diversity and inclusion and all this other bullshit, but that doesn't mean anything. That means nothing until you do something about it. And how many people of color, how many women do you have working in the infrastructure of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that knows about a living color, that knows about a George Clinton, that knows about a Sister Rosetta Tharpe, that knows that these people, who these people are, and acknowledges their contributions to the music that for I don't know how long, as long as I can remember, has been gate kept by somebody who doesn't reflect me, who doesn't respond to me.
Right. And even worse, doesn't look so down on black people and women that you're like, they can't articulate what it is they do for a fucking living.
Insulting that is?
The thing you innovate, you know, and I think it's even more imposing when you think about how Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has essentially become Music Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Like it's not like, so now you're not just talking about rock and roll or just, you know, as Vernon put it earlier, you know, even the narrow view of what he would consider like is rock and roll. You're now talking about hip hop. You know,
yes, because Missy Elliott just got in there. Jay-Z has been like, it's a lot of people.
But it makes you wonder, like, what is that really when you let them in at that point? If part of your thinking is I don't respect these people, it's hard for me to believe you respect Missy as much as it's just like, man, we gotta let some niggas in. They getting mad online.
You gotta. I think that was what happened with us when we got on the cover of Rolling Stone. It was undeniable. You know, you had to acknowledge it in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, who else of our ilk was then put on the cover of Rolling Stone? Not many.
Right.
I mean, it's fun.
Go ahead,
at the point at which we were put on the cover, I mean, it had been a long time since anything like what we were doing. I mean, you know, because, you know, at the beginning, Hendrix got a lot of coverage. Sly and the Family Stone got a lot of coverage. Muhammad Ali had been on the cover, you know, but at the point at which we got put on the cover, it had been a grip before anything like us had been on the cover.
And like, first of all, how'd y'all feel when y'all got that? Like that invite? Was it like all right, cool, they recognize it? Like, was the experience good, like, for y'all? Or was it like I don't know, man, these motherfuckers still kind of whack?
No. So it's two things. You know, I was a Rolling Stone reader, and it was great. It was great. And the session was horrible. Like that photo session, yeah. You know, it was deep. It was they didn't assign it was a white male photographer, and he had this one particular setup, and he was stuck on it with us holding the gels in front of our faces, and it was like, why are we holding these gels in front of our faces? And it was like, come on, just try. It started to get like a little bit whiny, and I was like, this, you know, I was really looking forward. I mean, it's a real milestone to be on the cover of Rolling Stone. I mean, Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show, they had a tune about being on the Rolling Stone, you know, on the cover of the Rolling Stone. So it was like a thing, and then the session was just,
yeah, and this
was very, very annoying.
And this is why photographers matter, and that's why, speaking of Beyonce again, she went on the cover. She was like, I'm picking my own photographer, and I'm picking this young black man. And everybody was like, the fuck? And she was like, no, I don't want anybody. I don't want to fight with y'all. I don't want to fuss with y'all. I want somebody to actually see the vision too and be in this with me.
Yeah, I think is first of all, we're looking at the cover in the Crowdcast. Look at these babies. Look at these.
We got the box. Come on.
These precious little children.
It's my prerogative. Hey, I do what I want to do.
But
and as you can see, that looks on our faces like this is some bullshit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, y'all look like that's the 90th picture. Like y'all look like, okay, this is what I got left. Okay,
right.
But yeah, I think it's interesting because like Vernon brought this up earlier, and you know, being part of a collective group of somebody like creative people. It is about the fight though. So like, I don't want to denigrate the people inside Rolling Stone that fought for y'all, that fought for these other folks. Cause I'm sure that shit sucks. You know what I mean? Like when you all of us have had a racist boss at some point, or just a motherfucker that didn't want, and I know it, like the little bit of stuff that does get in Rolling Stone, someone fought tooth and fucking nail to be like, y'all don't understand. These brothers are real. We got to get them in there.
They matter. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm let's go.
Another shout out to Frick. I gotta give another. He wrote about the Black Rock Coalition. He wrote about the band, and I got to give him a shout out. An additional one, because he really was a true ally back in the days.
Right.
And still is. So. Yeah.
So what would y'all like to see change, man, going for here? Like, it's not up y'all responsibility. And if y'all don't feel like y'all like, fuck it, they got to do that, that's cool too. But like, is there like a thing that you would like to see like come out of this shit? Because right now I feel like white people do this thing where like a motherfucker lose a job and they act like the job is over.
Right.
It's like
no more work to do.
The NBA got rid of that like racist owner for the Clippers. And it's like, okay, that's cool. That's not it. It's like, that's not the whole thing.
Right. It's not even close. And that's what I was trying to say in that next post I sent out. It was like, yeah, it's great. Jan's gone. That's great. Now what are you going to do? What are you going to do next? How are you going to rectify the almost 50 years of damage that he's done to, people like us? People like, there's a baby band out of New York called Oxymorons. What's going to happen to them? Who's going to acknowledge Sister Rosetta Tharpe? Who's going to acknowledge the brilliance of the Bad Brains or Tina Turner? Or who's going to talk about that genius?
Right.
Who's going to make them know that they have, that particularly people of color know that there's a place for them in this so-called Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? That if you're going to include everybody in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, make me feel included.
Right.
Yes.
And not sort of like an aside that you have to deal with at some point because, some people are talking about it. Somebody's talking about it.
Yeah, out of some form of obligation. And I know me and Rogers kind of talked about this before, but I was kind of brought up in that genre where similar to Roderick, when it came to heavy metal and rock and roll, I really thought that was some white people shit. Country, same thing, because a lot of it, they don't teach it. Nobody knows it. So it's nobody to really be like, hey, like this. Unless you got them parents that are like, hey, I'm gonna sit your ass down and show you this shit because your parents is in it. For most children,
right,
they're not going to go back and dig into history unless somebody sits them down, because that's just young people.
I still have a certain level of shame about the shit because
me too.
My dad actually introduced me to so much fucking rock and roll and shit. And I was just like, no, Dad, that's the white man. Okay, I'm gonna be over here listening to hip hop. Okay, you're not gonna. And then you grow. I got older, and shout out to Spotify and some of these music apps, because I know as much as they be like fucking artists over for the royal, like the money wise, they don't always make a lot of money.
What does a quarter of a cent look like?
Exactly. I've never seen one. I've never seen one. You gotta put a penny on a railroad track to find that shit. and it's bullshit. But at the same time, it also put people's musical catalogs at my fingertips. So like to a certain extent, it's like it became more accessible, and I'm like, oh shit, like this was out here the whole. I was like, call my dad, like, my bad, man. I know you tried to put me on the Earth, Wind and Fire. I was tripping. I just thought it was cleaning the house music. I didn't.
Yes, yes, I would get angry. Me and anger was associated to that. Yeah, I wanted to sleep.
Every time I go on a flight, I listen to like Steely Dan's album. And my dad used to play that shit constantly, and I used to be like, turn that shit off, like in my mind. I didn't say it out loud because my parents still did whoopings, but I definitely was like, in my brain, like, turn it off. And now, like I said, there's a certain level of I don't know, I feel like it's a debt that's owed to Black people that started rock, that continued the legacy of rock, and I want to know if that debt is going to be paid. I don't really like, this dude is one dude.
Right.
Even as powerful as he was or is or whatever, he's just one motherfucker. That don't explain all the motherfuckers that follow suit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's not alone in his thing. He's just the one that admitted it.
Right.
And the other thing too is the bigotry of like friendship is something that we like people often excuse because it's like, well, that's your friend group. Yeah, but when you're the most powerful motherfucker in rock and roll, and your friends just happen to all look like you, talk like you, be like you, and you get to be the one to decide who's a legend, yeah, motherfucker, you're obligated to not just be friends. It can't just be my buddies anymore. Because I feel like that platform's too big. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's a power dynamic.
Yeah.
That's what exactly. A lot of the pushback on the situation is, well, he was entitled to his opinion. He said, no, understand this. You got to put it in context of who that cat is.
Yes.
You can't just remove it in context and say, oh, he's just a dude with an opinion. Yeah, he is that, but he's also more than that. And you have to acknowledge that that's a fact.
And that shit only worked for white people anyway. Because, like, if Barack Obama was president and all the motherfucking cabinet people was his family, man, they would have him out of there in 3 minutes. But Trump did that.
Right.
Trump literally did that shit, and they was like,
the whole family got paid.
What's he supposed to do? I mean, that's his daughter. Like,
bitch, you're not qualified for the goddamn job. The fuck is this?
Right. And so I feel like that shit don't even work for us in the first place. So you can't trick me with that one.
No, not at all.
Yeah, but
that's just like Vernon said to somebody else a while back. It's like what's the Who song? Is the new boss same as the old boss?
Mm.
Oh yeah, right. Meet the new boss same as the old boss, right? That the thing about it makes me rethink about Hendrix. There's a clip that you can see of Jimi Hendrix on the Dick Cavett show, and it's real deep because Dick Cavett is doing that. I went to Harvard, and I'm always the smartest guy in the room. That was the thing about his interviews. He would get his guests on, and then he would play mental games with them, right? So Jimi Hendrix is on there, and the first time I saw him on TV, he's wearing this blue kimono. He sits down, and first Dick Cavett says, "Well, I heard you say, I hear you're the greatest guitar player in the world." And they said, "Well, I'm the greatest guitar player in this chair." I mean, he wasn't going for it.
Right.
He wasn't going for it. And part of the thing that is offensive to me is that you're not going to acknowledge the kind of abstract thinking of a Willie Dixon or a Howlin' Wolf that will come up with a spoonful. You know what I mean? Or will come up with, I asked her for water and she gave me gasoline. The kind of mind that will come up with these things.
Yes.
You're going to turn around and say, well, you don't know what you're doing. And he said, well, how do you mean you don't know? He's doing it, though. What you talking about?
And it's not an attempt to understand. Like, that's because, like, I can forgive somebody for not knowing some shit. We all don't know some shit. There's always a motherfucker that know more than you. And they start talking and you be like, damn, this motherfucker know way more than me. You would think that the hubris, you know what I'm saying? Like, there would be a party that goes, actually, this millions of people in the world fuck with this. I need to find out why. Isn't the intellectual curiosity part of the gig? Aren't you owed? Like, isn't your audience owed that? You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
You have the resources.
When he was talking about Stevie Wonder,
bruh,
Stevie Wonder, who's been doing this since the age of 10,
bruh,
and innovated. Each and every time he put out a record, each and every time he opened up his mouth, jewels fell out. And you're telling me that he wasn't articulate enough?
Man.
That's great.
And the fault how does the fault not lie with you? You the one can't understand. It's his fault you can't understand Stevie Wonder? All these records that everybody understands, all these interviews he's giving, but the hubris of you to be like, it's him that can't articulate. No, it's you, motherfucker.
Exactly. He never even entered into the conversation to find out whether he could articulate it or not. And the other part of it is that there's like mad missed opportunities for amazing journalism. Like imagine, if he had Pete Townsend, right? Pete Townsend did Tommy, the rock opera, Deaf, Dumb, and Blind King. What if Jan Wenner had decided, let me get Stevie Wonder and Pete Townsend together because Stevie's actually blind, and say, yo, what do you think about Tommy? And have them talk. See, there are mad missed opportunities for incredible, insightful conversation because he decided before the conversation can happen that he's not worthy of doing it. He's not even thinking that on that level. So, it's the same old game, man. It's the same old thing.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Like I said, man, it's funny because I know I didn't know enough to know all the ins and outs.
Right.
But I was like, I know racism.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I know racism when I see it, because the thing is, the list of people that he quote unquote claims he can't, even look at. These people have sold billions of albums, millions of records, been on tour. Like you're talking about a group of people that have impacted the whole world, have changed whole genres, and impacted generations of people. But what they did and their accomplishments don't count. And some of those people have actually had a bigger impact on the culture as a whole than some of the people on your list. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, I want to.
You know something? You know something, D? One of the people who should be on there as a master is Nile Rodgers, because Nile Rodgers survived the destruction of disco. He survived the destruction of disco. He was very imitated. Like when you hear Another One Bites the Dust from Queen, that's an imitation of Chic. You understand? He went on to produce the Human League and Debbie Harry and all the other things.
Madonna.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
But Duran, he produced Stevie Ray Vaughan, the Vaughan brothers. He produced David Bowie. You know what I mean?
Right.
So how are you gonna have this cat could write out a string chart just standing? He's a piece of paper without his guitar and just write out a string chart. I've seen him do it, right? So here's the person who's an incredible musical mind, an incredible intellect, has been in the game and made the game work for him. But Jan Wenner, he can't get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Jan won't dime to have a chat with Nile Rodgers, for real.
Yeah. And so many.
And we're supposed to accept that.
And I think also when something becomes like a gold standard or a milestone within the industry, it becomes like a indictment on the artist instead of an indictment on the publication.
Right.
Like people start treating it like, oh, well, I mean, Rolling Stone didn't even write about them. Oh, they didn't get into the Hall of Fame. So clearly like they're the one that's wrong instead of the Hall of Fame needs to loosen up. I feel like that shit just really started changing in the last, like, I don't know, 10 years. You start seeing a lot more, probably because of social media. You start seeing a lot more advocacy for like, no, y'all the one that fucked up. Like, stop denigrating
young
these
people
folks.
are like, hey dog, like the fuck is this?
I also want to give another shout out to the person that interviewed him for the New York Times. I think it's David Marchese. And the reason I want to give him a shout out, he did some shit that you just do not see people do anymore. Asking fucking follow-up questions.
Yes, that's a lost art.
I'm so sick and goddamn tired of reading the interview where someone says a quote and you like, that shit seemed racist, or that seemed fucked up. Like, explain that. And normally they just move on, like, well, nothing to see there. And I'm like, no, go back. That was, and he followed up. He had fucking examples.
Because he knew
like
shit.
Yeah, like he was like, this is a big deal that you only talking to white dudes. Fucking break this down. And if he wouldn't have done that, I don't even think Jan Wenner gets in trouble. I don't think any of this shit is news, because I really do think, like Vernon said, if he doesn't say this explanation, we make an excuse for him of, oh, he's talking to his boys. That's his boys. He just don't happen to know any black people. But that's like every white person. So who gives a fuck? I love that this person put his feet to the fire. Even though I'm sure Jan Wenner probably hates that shit, but good.
Right.
Yeah, you did it. So you be held accountable and responsible for that. And to go back on what you say, and like I said, maybe because I'm old, who, what, when, where, why, and how. These are things that have been lost in the art of social media, because everybody wants everything in bits. They don't actually want a critical think or question. That's why we love losing follow-up questions and shit like this. It's about, what is the quick sound bite? What is this thing that can get it out fast? I actually don't have time to actually do the investigating to find out, because the thing is, it's so many stories out there and so many paths that are never gone down because you lack follow-up questions. As somebody who actually has done interviews, you ask the right question and your interview like this can go a completely different direction and can get information out there that the public didn't know. Because a lot of times they ask these same questions over and over and over again, these same kind of stamped questions, and nobody learns anything.
Let me ask
we
y'all,
learned something here.
Let me ask y'all this. How do y'all know how the Hall of Fame thing works? Like, do you have to submit? Is there like some committee in some dark room somewhere that lets you know if motherfuckers nominate? Like,
do they deliver it like Harry Potter?
Yeah, is it transparent? Do y'all even know if like you're close or if you've been brought up? Do y'all know that stuff?
The nomination committee, the nomination thing is pretty much in secret. The nomination part of it, I mean, that's who you even get to vote on is a closely held thing by the board. And then the ballots go out. So they announce who the nominees are. The nominee process is completely opaque, right? Don't know what that is. And then once you get the nominees, you got ballots that go out. And the ballots go out to a select number of people who get to vote. You get a ballot. And, I got a ballot because Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine reached out to me and said, yo, Rage is going to be nominated. I said, man, I vote. Come on, send it on to me. And they get me, you get a ballot. And it was just like he reached out to me and then I just got a ballot and, and I voted, for the nominees that are there. But it's two different stages. The first stage, I don't know what that is. The second stage is, I guess it's a select number of people get ballots.
Okay, I think y'all getting in this year, and here's why. Anytime some racist shit happen and white people feel bad, they start looking for some quick solutions, right? Like it's like how George Floyd died, and then every company wanted to give us a job. Like it wasn't like here's some social justice money, and we gonna hire Negroes, guys. That should make this go away, right? Everybody be fine. They get a job. Y'all won't have time to riot. I feel like this could be y'all. I think this could be y'all time. I feel like
unlike that, once you get it, they can't take it back.
I feel like the statement, because I've seen it shared a lot of places. Like when I Googled like Living Color state, like
it was everywhere.
All the Google just results are just like, yeah, they was on his ass. Everybody, and also because y'all said it was easy for white people to, be like, that's what they said. I mean,
the Negro said it. I retweeted.
Hey, look, I'm just a white guy. All I said was Living Color. They was pretty upset.
Man, I'm just gonna repost it. Don't get mad at me, Jim.
I feel like we gotta start a movement or something. I don't know what we gotta do.
Right? What do we gotta do? What grassroots
house we gotta go down? Yeah. But I feel like this could be y'all year, man, because like guilty white folks, that's how we get progress in America.
Every time. I'm here for it. I don't care nothing about guilt votes. Get y'all in there.
It's funny, but it's true. It's funny, but it's true. Civil War, you get 8 years of Reconstruction because they felt bad about the Civil War. You get the Civil Rights Act because MLK got killed. Like George Floyd, you get the wave of activism and shit. I feel like we got to capitalize on the pandemonium, guys. All right, don't stop.
Take advantage of the ensuing chaos.
Man, you gotta get out there. I see Vernon out there sharing all the musical history. You damn near like a professor right now on Twitter. Every time I look at you in the feed, it's like you're breaking down another like obscure thing, or you're breaking down like a musical reference, and I feel like that's got to be helping.
I'm trying to all that knowledge. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that, and me, I'm old and black. Half the time. Let me go Google this.
Now, think about this. I'm sorry. I was just going to say, think about we're looking for, you're talking about rock and roll intellectuals. Mm-hmm. Mr. Vernon Reid is a rock and roll intellectual.
Yes.
And has talked about how the subtleties and nuances and the innovations that we all have had and that we've made in an effort to refine and make music better. Mm-hmm. He talks about it all the time. He has that knowledge in his head. But Jan Wenner doesn't care about that.
Right. He can't articulate.
Well, man, Well, you know, it's funny we had this conversation the day after John Coltrane's birthday, you know?
Right.
And I have this thing on Twitter/X called Song of the Day. I'm doing it for the year of 2023. Like every day I post, you know, and my music tastes are all over the place. You know, it's all kinds of music coming from all kinds of people. But yesterday my Song of the Day was A Love Supreme. And, you know, he did that in 1965, which is the same year that the Voting Rights Act, you know, was enacted. And you think about these moments, you know, of just such incredible creativity, such incredible optimism, you know, such incredible hope. And then, you know, then we go through the cycle again. That's what y'all talking about, Reconstruction, you know, and all these different things that we go through. And it cuts across all the different boundaries of style, you know what I mean?
Right.
And
Nina Simone had a song called Mr. Backlash, which is about that kind of thing.
Yeah, man. And the funny thing about it is, when we talk about these things with rock and roll is the most extreme example. The same thing with jazz, the same situation with blues. You know, the blues, you know, those festivals are primarily attended by white folks. You know what I mean?
I wonder if that's why certain people are so like protective of hip hop in that way, because we've seen it so many times where you look up years later and it's unrecognizable, you know, where it's like, wait a minute, that's not how this shit started. How y'all getting all the money and the credit? You know, like, I wonder if that's why people are so like, you know, adamant about protecting, you know, other Black art in other spaces, because they've seen what's happened.
Well, I heard a story the other day that really moved me. There's a thing called the 40 Plus Double Dutch Club, right? And the 40 Plus Double Dutch Club, they meet in Chicago. I swear to God, I'm gonna try to go next year. But it's basically all these women, and it's basically African American women getting together to do double Dutch, right? It's not a competition; it's more a conference, right? Well, you know, the double Dutch became a sport. Double Dutch became a sport, and seriously, it got, you know, like Japanese girls, these Asian females into it. But it's so interesting how things disseminate. You know what I mean? Because human beings, we see an activity and you get lit up by it, and you go, oh, I want to do that. I'm gonna try to do. Oh man, that's exciting, and so it spreads, right? So there's a whole thing about double Dutch around the world. And I remember when I first seeing that, I was going to these double Dutch contests, you know, and I was going, man, you know, but I remember it on the block. That was one of those things when I was on the come up, seeing girls do double Dutch. I always loved it because it's difficult to do. It's a real physical activity, and it's something that we came up with that, right? So it's something that I feel very, very emotional about, double Dutch, right? Coming up, you know what I mean? Coming up on St. Mark's Avenue in BK, you know what I mean? And whatever. But when I heard about the 40 Plus Double Dutch Club, that was like, okay, this is beautiful. Because it felt like, you know what, that this thing hasn't been just let go of.
Right.
And it hasn't, it's, I mean, I ain't mad at the Chinese girls or the Japanese girls. They love it. They feeling it. That's beautiful. But I don't want to lose the roots. I don't want to see us give up. It's going to go out into the world. The same thing with rock and roll. I ain't mad at these people, at white folks that play rock and roll. Some of them have influenced me. Right? But the idea that this is no longer Black, that the idea that double Dutch is no longer Black is unacceptable to me.
Right.
It's unacceptable.
Absolutely.
That's my emotional thing about when people, we had to fight a fight across two different fronts, right? Because on one hand, we getting the white gaze, and on the other hand, we getting the Black gaze. And the Black gaze is like, you know, it's like y'all trying to be white boys. I'm like, are you bugging? You know, when we first came out, Oprah did a segment. I'll never forget it, and I'll never forgive it. Where the one moment that she ever mentioned us, she said something about apparently we trying to be white, and that shit broke my heart for real. It's on some crusty ass video right now, so it don't look. But I remember, and she never talked to us. She never asked us who we were, right? So this is a situation that's cut across all lines. To be black is to fight on a couple of different fronts. If you want to be black and be yourself, you know, you will have to answer to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's
we were talking about that earlier.
That's a fact. That's a natural fact.
Yeah, our erasure in this idea is based solely on something that they've never heard us say.
Mm-hmm.
They've never heard us say, we don't care about niggas.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
Ever.
And it's, and it's also that thing too where like you got on the one hand you have white people saying these people can't possibly be as good as this as us. Like this is our art form. You know, then you got black people being like, well, they must just want to be white if they're over there. And it leaves you as in a place with no country. And I've always thought it was like dope that like y'all listen to us and that we've had this relationship, because to me I feel like it erases a lot of that. Like for the people that listen to this shit, they're not thinking like, well, those brothers are just sitting up there trying to like, nah, they come here, they kick it with us, they play guess the race and fucking with black people and shit. And I think and to be like I said, my own ignorance, I also would have assumed shit like that just because mostly because it wasn't my purview, you know. And then also once I got older, I feel like Vernon said, the fight to be yourself and be black, everyone's gonna go through that. Yes. And you start realizing how much shit is coded white supremacy shit. And I think I especially love to see black folks that don't turn like bitter towards other black folks, because to me that does feel like the number one thing white supremacy try to get us to do. Like I always feel sad whenever there's like a person that's like, I like anime and I talk white and no one's my friend and I hate black people. And I'm like, bro, you were 13. You were 13. That's you. At some point, you gotta you gotta own that. And those kids were fucked up. But let's be honest, all kids are fucked up at that age. The white kids are probably giving you swirlies and shit too. Don't try to ignore that. Yeah. But it's like you have to own that. And so like I love y'all's love of black shit. I love I don't think there's any way to hear shade and not be like, these are, for lack of a better term, some niggas. And I say that with love. I don't think there's a way to listen to that album and not be like, those my niggas. They're talking about the shit I care about and how it affects me because it affects them. And it's a damn shame if people are just judging books by their cover without interrogating, because that's the same fucking thing and Wenner did.
Yeah, it's the whole thing about not having backup questions. You don't have a backup question for us. You heard one thing. It was all over the place at one point in time. Great. You know, there's more to that than fucking cult of personality. Mm-hmm. Look, I can't. It's paying for my kids' college.
Right.
So I ain't knocking it, you know?
Right.
But at the same time, there's fight to fight. At the same time, you know, there's a whole catalog of stuff that goes deeper into that into something that you can relate to.
Right.
Right.
And it's a shame that you got caught up in some you know, white supremacy.
Yeah.
And that told you this wasn't yours.
Yep.
That this isn't yours. This wasn't created by you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, the fact that we're alienated from each other is also a function of white supremacy.
Yes.
That's the thing that when you talk about quote unquote black on black crime, well, you know, the far right loves black criminals. They love them. You know,
yeah, they jealous
because they get because the black criminal proves their point.
Mm-hmm.
So all that crocodile tears about they're upset. No, you love that because you know you more upset about the black kid that gets into all of the Ivy League schools.
Yes.
You're more upset about that.
Yep.
Than you are about anybody, grabbing a purse.
Mm-hmm.
You're much more upset about when a Negro decides to do right and make it happen. That's more disturbing to you than what the criminals is doing. So just own that, right? And one other thing I want to say is, like, I honestly think back about Jimi Hendrix. I talked about Jimi Hendrix on the Dick Cavett show. Mm-hmm. Yo, they were calling him an N-word in interviews, all kinds of. I remember, go back and read the press about Jimi Hendrix, right? And Jimi Hendrix went and turned around, and our people, black folks, calling him a white boy. You know, they said, but ain't no white boy in the world coming up with Voodoo Child. That's not happening.
Right.
You dig?
Right. Right.
He went really black. He went so black that people were like, he freaked everybody out with that. Trust and believe.
Foxy Lady
real black.
is black vernacular.
Mm-hmm.
He turned from Foxy. Who was saying that shit? It wasn't white boys.
Right. Man.
Yeah, and also for me, one thing about getting older and I realized about Negroes, I love us.
Here we go. Here we go.
And y'all understand. I love us. But we claim we're not a monolith, right? We claim that we're not a monolith. Mm-hmm. But anytime anybody steps outside of what white people say is normal,
right,
we want to throw them out of blackness.
Right.
Because I personally am of the belief, if you claim black, I'm just saying, if you claim black, you are black. So whatever your experience is the black experience.
So like Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah. No. I caught on that. Rachel Dolezal, no.
I was just trying to agree with you.
Because she claimed black, but she ain't black.
Okay. So if you have black genetics, like I see what you're saying.
If you have black genetics, you can't be coming out here with your little white parents talking about.
Now, I think
black.
you know what's dope about social media. That's like as much shit as I give social media, man. Black people into everything.
Yes,
that is the one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You can make some shit up right now. And I guarantee you, we go somewhere as a black person doing it. You be like, oh, I bet people ain't making Hennessy cupcakes. It's a nigga making Hennessy cupcakes right the fuck now. If you say like, I bet it ain't no black badminton players. It's a motherfucker that's bad as shit at badminton and they black. Like that is the one myth that I think the internet. Shout out to the internet. That's the myth. It fucking erased for me.
They let a lot of black people know they are not alone because we were raised up in a generation where we were so scattered that we didn't have a collection, or we were such a small group that we were too scared to talk to each other to find out if.
Well, also technology wise, Living Color was doing music before you really had the ability to connect on the internet.
Right.
So like if Living Color started over today was the first day they dropped the album. The collection of people that can find each other online and become a fan base of like, oh, I didn't know this was okay. What's this now? We fucking with that. That is different. Whereas before, and I kind of feel like part of that's technology, but before it becomes, well, Oprah said they white, so I don't need to check them out. Oh, Rolling Stone doesn't think they should be on the cover. I don't need to know anymore. Oh, I didn't see them enough on BET, so I don't need to check that out. Whereas now, I mean, look at Sexy Red. She's a motherfucking phenomenon. I don't even think she got an album out. It's all just viral TikTok shit. That's
and
what
I'm always lost every time you bring her up.
But that's what changed in our lifetime, and I do wonder if that would have
changed
the game.
And you could super serve an audience like never before.
Right.
You don't have these channels that you have to go through. You don't have some A&R person. You don't have to go through somebody that kind of picks and chooses. You can be like, look, the technology is here. I'm a YouTube university. This shit. We're gonna figure it out, and boom, here's my album. That's not always a good thing, but you can go that route.
I mean, listen, it's a lot of whack shit to sort through, but the good shit is out there too. So, I mean, it is what it is. Let me ask y'all this, man. Y'all said y'all about y'all going back on tour in February. Are y'all like chilling? Are y'all chilling till February, or y'all got other shit y'all doing too?
We have a European, right? We have a European run on our own.
We're going to Europe at the end of in December. We're gonna be out for 3 weeks in December.
Now, Corey, you kind of laughed when you talked about.
Are we gonna be out in November though? We're gonna be out in November, right?
Nope. We leave like end of November, like the 26th of November. and then we're there from till the 19th of December.
Now, Corey, you kind of laughed when you talked about getting in the lab working on an album. But is that something on the list, or is that he laughing again?
No, the writing. In fact, Corey and I had a definite tete-a-tete before we left Australia about what we need to do and ways to do it. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's right at this point. A record is going to come out next year. We're really where we are in the cycle, but the writing and completion of tracks, we can get into all of that.
Okay,
for sure.
I'm taking bets.
The last album was 2017. I feel like stuff has happened. Y'all got stuff to talk about.
We done been through a whole pandemic.
Y'all are seeing people now, getting the energy.
Yeah, these creative minds going. I mean, something has happened.
You're just so creative. Yeah, we're just cool.
Everybody's so creative.
We're so creative.
Man. Well, look, I'm gonna wrap it up, man. But I love you guys.
He's
go ahead, Vernon.
Comfort to me.
I mean, listen, this is a classic Living Color show. Okay, we started with the technical difficulties. Okay,
right.
We fought through it. We nigger rigged it, for lack of a better term, or Negro rigged it, as Karen would say. We Negro rigged it.
Negro.
Shout out to Innovation. Speaking of people not in the Hall of Fame, we not in the Podcast Hall of Fame.
We show late. We ain't in there either.
We know the struggle. We can't articulate. You know what I'm saying? We've been
doing it long enough to be nominated too.
Yeah. They calling us to make us send money to be submitted for awards. Nice try.
Yeah.
That's not
how that works.
That's not how that's gonna work for us. You either give us the award or leave us alone.
Ain't that the truth?
But I was just gonna say, man, I love you guys. I'm always following y'all on social media and stuff. It feels so dope to see y'all back out doing shit, being fabulous everywhere you go, rocking shows. And I'll have to say this for anybody in our audience: if you're in the rock, if you're not in the rock, if you if you're going out, going concerts or whatnot, if these brothers are in your vicinity, go fucking see them. We had such a great time.
We did.
Because you know how one of the things I'm most proud of the Black Guy with Tips is our fans.
Yes.
Same thing. Living Color fans are so fucking inclusive and dope. And I'm an introvert. I'm just sitting over there I'll just stand by myself, everyone. Don't mind me. And they're like, hey man, so how long you been listening to the band? Oh, what you think about this? Oh man, you heard the new album? I'm like,
yes, I remember when y'all came to Charlotte. It was hilarious. Y'all came to Charlotte. We was beside this white couple. We was up high, so we was talking and everything. We were having a good time with them. Y'all came through and y'all recognized us. And we said, hey, how y'all doing? And we interacted with y'all. After that, it was
their best friends.
Not trying to find out they wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I mean, and y'all know I'm a talker. I don't mean I want to enjoy the show. Yeah. I was like, oh, y'all know them.
But it was so nice though. That's what I'm saying. Because as an introvert and a person that has anxiety, sometimes I can get overwhelmed with the idea of some shit where I'm like, man, I ain't never really been to a rock concert. It's what's gonna be like. Nah, man. It was so chill.
Always sweet. Everybody was
laid back. And also these brothers are so fucking talented.
Yes.
It's undeniable talent, super professionals. You can tell they've been doing it their whole life. The banter on stage between Corey and everybody it's like half comedy show, half music, half rock. It's so good. I cannot recommend this shit highly enough to y'all.
And as somebody who's older, who had, particularly the first time I had never been to a rock concert, so I didn't know what to expect. And I know I see all the shit on TV, and I was like, "Now I'm old. I ain't trying to get mosh pitched to get popped in the eye." So I'm letting people know, hey, you can go.
It's not like that. It's not like that. It's chill. That's what I'm saying.
It's really, I'm letting people know it's really chill. You can go, and it is just amazing to watch people vibe out. Because people be just vibing, looking at each other, going, "You feel this? I feel it." Like I'm just as somebody on the outside looking in. So just let y'all know, if you got them knees, you gonna be in good shape. You ain't got to worry about it. You gonna have a good time.
And this is the last thing I forgot to say. So I turned 45 yesterday, And
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank
oh,
you.
Man, you same birthday as Coltrane. Come on, it's Les McCann. Come on, man.
Thank you. It's like, listen, there's a lot of good people born on September 23rd. Shout out to Janelle James. Okay, we share a birthday. So the thing I was gonna say is 45, I think like something kicked in my black gene that I wasn't ready for. Cause I went out, I had a good time. I came home and I just deep cleaned my living room. I don't know what the fuck got into me, y'all. I was moving sofas and shit. I was fucking I put vinegar in my dishwasher and in my fucking washing machine. I don't know what the fuck. Is this what I have to expect for the rest of my life? Do y'all have this?
Last night I had a gig in town, in the town I live in, and I came home and cleaned the stove.
See, what the fuck is that?
Roger was up at 4 a.m. cleaning the stove one night. I was asleep.
I came home. I was like,
"You clean the stove in your sleep?"
No, I woke up to clean the stove. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me, Vernon.
I was the one sleeping.
I went to bed thinking I should clean the stove, and I just woke up, and it wasn't even time to wake up. And I was like, "Fuck!" Since I'm up, I'm gonna clean the stove.
Yeah, well, as long as you ain't hear no voice coming, as long as you ain't hear no voice coming out the stove, you okay?
I didn't. I'm sorry, Corey. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's like I love cooking with cast iron. It's like I gotta treat these cast iron pots. It's like, okay, so now the stove is fucked up. Let's clean the stove. What's in the oven? Oh, Jesus Christ, what's in the oven? It's like,
yes,
I'm sitting there. I'm bent over in the stove like I'm trying to commit suicide.
Right.
Trying to clean out this fucking stove.
You in there
Corey, I'm on
that crust, scraping that crust out the stove.
Yes, I was on YouTube looking up cleaning videos.
Yeah. You can take the doors off and everything.
Baking soda.
Yep.
Vinegar.
Yep.
And peroxide, hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah. That's all you need.
Clean everything.
Clean every fucking
all
thing.
All you need. Everything.
I've been buying shit from the store for no reason. Just cleaning supplies. Everything in my kitchen. I already got it.
I'm making a statement. Mr. Clean is some white supremacist shit.
Yeah. He bald-headed. He only wear white. Okay? I see you. I see you, dog. It don't make sense. Oh, he the one that's clean? Y'all don't even wash y'all legs.
Right.
Nice try, white folks.
Nice try.
All right, man. Thanks for being here, man. Make sure y'all, like I said, go check them out. If y'all see them in your area, they coming through. It's a hell of a show, man. Mm-hmm. It's a hell of a show.
It's fun.
And we appreciate y'all listening and appreciate y'all coming through, because as soon as I saw that Jay and Wenner thing and saw y'all statement, I said, man, I know they know better than me. They're gonna be able to give us some inside details we don't got. So thank you.
Yeah, well, we love y'all, man. We love y'all, man.
Absolutely.
And,
by the way, Drake Sabania is my shit.
Oh, man. I love to hear it, dog. I love to hear that.
That shit. Fucking JL Coban.
Oh, my God.
Yes,
JL. Crying.
Yes.
He had me literally crying laughing.
Yes, man. Oh, my God. Yes, it's definitely like some dope stuff I'm getting to do over there. Like, I've been writing some of the episodes and like seeing them come to life, and like Yvette Nicole Brown like played the main character in one of the things I wrote, and she like was so fucking good. And the last one like about a Afeni Shakur, I wrote that one.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Man, like the whole team is just a beast. Like, cause like even like I say I write, but then like everyone gotta do their part. So you can write some shit, but if motherfuckers can't act or if motherfuckers don't know how to do the sound, it's whack. These motherfuckers.
Just to remind you, I'm an actor.
Okay, I'm writing it down, Corey.
Oh, there it is.
I do have one more to write before we end the season. So be on the lookout, Corey.
You might get a phone call.
I'm just saying. I bring my vinegar and my baking soda. Me. Come on.
We love to see it. Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that, man. All right, that's it for us, man. We'll be back later on in the week. I think tomorrow's a busy day for us, but and then Wednesday, of course, is Walking Dead Wednesday. So we got y'all on that. So we'll be back later on through the week. Say that again, Vernon.
Don't say anything, Vernon. Vernon's about to spoil it. Shut up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We haven't seen.
I'm rewatching Fear the Walking Dead. I started rewatching Fear the Walking Dead from episode 1.
Okay, yeah, we behind on that too, but we do some down and dirty recaps of that we'll get to soon. Where we don't even we don't do all the notes and shit. We just watch it and come in and be like, "Girl, that was crazy." Right. So we're gonna do that soon. But yeah,
stay on a boat. Yeah, stay on a boat. Hey man, one of the greatest honors for us was to be featured on the last.
All right. Okay. Yeah, we recap. We don't know yet. We haven't even watched the last episode. So,
but I knew you were gonna do that. I knew you were gonna do that. Why didn't you stop? Why didn't you stop me before I started? I tried to, because you don't shut up. Because you could have just said, "Yo, man, don't say nothing about the walkie." You could have just said that.
It's all good, man. You know what? We got the complete experience now, because it's not done till y'all get in the fight. Like, I feel like technical difficulties. We had everything.
This ain't fighting. You thought that was fighting?
I love y'all, man. All right. That's it. We're wrapping up. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back soon. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody. Bye, Vernon.
Thank you, y'all. Have a good one, sweetie.
Oh, man.
That was fun.